alleviate, to make sure that the lives of people is a bit acceptable, that people can perhaps afford something little. We are already suffering. We are suffering. Right up now, you've got 8 hours of no energy. So 8 hours of no electricity means that the little that we are producing is going to waste. Means that somebody who was selling to my friends, I'm already talking about this energy, and now it is that we are supplying energy to South Africa, right? I don't want to attack so much South Africa, but in energy sector in South Africa, there's heavy corruption. Why should we, the Zambians, to be able to suffer taking our energy to South Africa where there's all that corruption in the energy sector to finance certain people? And us Zambians were suffering 8 hours a day areas. It can't be. It cannot be. And this is the policy. This is where people now will directly attack the current government to say, you told us there's not going to be this. And look at it. Even in the PF, we didn't have 8 hours of no energy per day. We are having it daily, and people are proud even. Now, the Zambians, being docile people, they are seated there and waiting. Anything hammers them on the head. It shouldn't be. We need to subsidize energy. We need to subsidize food. When energy is subsidized, all the prices are coming down. When energy goes up, everything will go up. There is a chaotic way of regulating the energy prices. If you are going to attack the energy prices every month and things like that, you go the way you want. Definitely, there's no planning. The people who are in production, the people who rely on energy cannot plan how their expenditure is going to be. Therefore, they peg their prices of the goods up. And that pegging of the prices of goods up, it affects the common man who has nothing actually to spare. He already doesn't have 3 meals in a day. You are taking even every little thing that was there. It's sad. Energy, food need to be subsidized. It is done in the Western world. Why are they telling us that we shouldn't do? This is what I said before. I said they consider us to be losers, so they can tell us anything so that we remain down there. When we remain down there, they can enjoy. And our leaders are helping these people to enjoy at our cost. They are helping these people to take our resources at our cost. Because as a leader, you have seen somebody who was in Patapatas today, immediately he wins the elections, he's having the best shoes, he's driving a best vehicle. Where on earth? That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. And that's where the problem is. And a few people that have got money in this country, when you follow them clearly, you will see that they are attached to the government. Being attached to the government, having a lot of money, means that you are stealing from the people. If you are in a private sector, you fail to make it. You go and source for the government, then you make it. We've seen that some companies who have been struggling, they almost to be closed. Immediately people go to power, get the power, their companies start flourishing. They are up there. That is stealing. That is no integrity.
All right. But let's say that I would love to get your analysis, since you've labored so much on issues of energy. The justification which was given by government was that since they have already running contracts with these other countries that they're exporting power to, so there is no way that these contracts can be breached in this manner. But what they will do is they will reduce on the amount of electricity that they are exporting to these neighboring countries, and that was justified. That right now we even have countries that the deals have already been signed to. Mozambique is supplying us with power. Amid this, we have what we are waiting for, and this is the electricity tariffs to be adjusted upwards. And the minister responsible of energy recently justified the reasons to why government is looking into the application that the ERB made in adjusting the electricity tariffs upwards. There are people that seemingly are not so comfortable with this, that it seems government is not alive to the fact that right now things are very hard. And if electricity tariffs again are increased, it will be worse, because the connection fees done by the application that just made were adjusted upwards. Right now we have electricity tariffs that are said to surely be increased by the government, as well as this has already been made public. It seems others for the idea that government is not arrived to the fact that citizens are being choked at some of these decisions that have been made.
As you have already said, I want to say first of all, start from them justifying to say there were contracts that were made. Surely, before I can make a contract, I'm a businessman. I must make a projection what my output is and what my consumption is. I make a projection to say, look, I think I need so much commodity within the next 5 years. This is what I need. And I will have this surplus. They couldn't have done that. Looking at what... So somebody comes in and he wants to tell us lies. These are lies. There are people who calculate these things. There are people who can project to say, in the year so and so and so, we are going to invest like that, and this is what we are going to have, and this we can sell. You cannot sell what you don't have. You can't go in your house. You say, I'm going to take matumba ya unga yonse, I'm going to remove my bags of meal and sell them to my neighbor, while my children now start suffering. They start eating porridge because I don't have enough. That is not, that is insane. That's not thinking properly. So, basically, to that, now further, they are going to increase the tariffs. Why do you want to increase the tariffs? If you have sold, you have gotten a lot of money, then give the money to your people. Subsidize the energy with the money that they are going to get from South Africa or from neighboring countries. They should do that. Now, on top of that, they want to increase. For me, it doesn't make much sense. There is a problem somewhere else. The problem is this. When you look at the government, even the previous government, there is not what we call wealthy creation. You need to create wealthy. Creating wealthy is basically injecting in innovation and creativity, creating other products that will fill that gap that you are trying to put on your people, to strain your people who are already strained. If I analyze the way we have analyzed, I've stayed 2 years analyzing. You cannot spend 2 to 3 years. You are negotiating with somebody if that somebody can leave you, not you, so that you don't pay the credit facility, you go and pay 10 years later or 5 years later or 3 years later. You spend 3 years doing that. You have forgotten that if in those 3 years you were producing, you could have paid that debt. That's where the problem is. No research and development, no educating your people to the highest level, not promoting the creativity and innovation will make us not have a product to sell on international basis. If we don't have a product to sell, we'll be like a big supermarket. Everybody is throwing their rubbish to Zambia, and we are busy going to buy them. They are in these chain stores. You go there, whatever money you are spending there, you are you are making a job to the outside world. You are you are making a job for the South Africans, making a job for Europe, making a job for the Asians, and so on and so on. And that's what is happening. We want to have it in our own hands as Zambians and make a job for a Zambian youth, for a Zambian mother, for a Zambian man, so that we can have our own goods and services that we can sell, and they will actually stabilize our currency. Our currency can only be stabilized if we are productive, if we produce, not the way we are.
All right. Well, let's say this is the last talking point that I have, especially on economic matters. But on 25th March 2024, Zambia reached a debt restructuring deal in principle with its international bondholders, bringing the Southern African country close to finishing a complex process that has lasted more than 3 years and been beset by numerous delays. This is something that you've already talked about. I would love to get your confidence levels as to whether you feel the debt restructuring deal to which we did see you with our bondholders will result into us as a country having a redemption as far as the current economic crisis is concerned. Is this a gateway towards the happy days for Zambians?
I want first of all to explain. Don't bring these words that my mother in Karingalinga will not understand. At debt restructuring, what does that mean? Let me use nyanja first. Nyanja ni kukamba kuti ine wabwera kupampa nyumba pako watenga vana wako na wakazi wako wawafaka paja wambo wauza ti ine I owe wazulu 20,000 kwacha. I'm not able to pay. Ngati sinza walipira wazulu wazanchita hivi na hivi na hivi. So nienda uchita negotiate kuli wazulu kuti vanisirire. In other words, ati vanigwire chitechi manja mendo nzienda. Vanisirire nisalipire manje nikalipire in 5 years time. Or nikalipire next year. That's what they call debt structuring. Basically, to go back to say, okay, can I pay later, or can I reduce the payments that I'm doing, or can I go and borrow somewhere else? I pay you so that I owe somewhere. But does it make sense for a government to spend 3 years doing the same and even praising themselves to say they have scored, they have done it? That if they had scored, it should be like Manawasa. Manawasa told us, he pick the poorest people in the world. When we reach there, Ngongole Zonse is Zasira. We did that. Ngongole Zonse is Nasira. It took some years. But Nankara Ngongole Zonse Zasira. That for me was fantastic and powerful. Man, but not kunews that, okay, maona manje wanipasa 3 years izi ndarama zizaripiriwa mu 2026 or 2027. These guys won't be there 2027 because they are being kicked out in 2026. So they are just saying, I'm removing this debt from me, I'm making it to the next to be the one to pay. Nizacho sako ngongole ine zanga iwe mwana wanga iwe wamene uli 20 years uli 18, when you reach 20 or 20, I condemn it because the 3 years, if we impact in proper production, in proper production of our copper, our agriculture, in the agriculture sector and so many other things, we could have even have money to start paying back and tell them proudly to say, I will pay back your money. Just stay put according to the conditions. Forget about it. This is again not thinking properly. The thinking is not finished. I always like saying, when you are supposed to think from A up to Z, you want to think up.
The benefits as a country of this restructuring, as far as probably.
When are we going to see it? Because their time is finished. Are we going to see it 2025? What are we going to see?
So in the shorter term, there's nothing like the cost of living will reduce because we were assured by the Minister of Finance.
You see,
no one will starve because
I don't like attacking people, but from day one myself, I said, I don't want to attack personalities, but our Minister of Finance, he belongs to the old school. We need young guys, people of my age where we are. We should just give wisdom. We should advise and things like that. There are young people that lives. It starts, it grows, it reaches a peak, and it starts going down. Anybody at that age is going down. You have young guys who are at their peak. Those are the guys you have to push forward in such an area. You need a powerful man there. The man belongs to the old school. And I said it, and I'm going to, with no strings, no fear, no what. The man belongs to the old school. We need young people to run this stuff, and they will give us proper leadership. You saw, because the man is from the old school, he comes to the power, he convinces our president to say the way is to go back to United to the what monetary fund, at IMF. These guys, they are thugs. There's no country in the world that has made it from IMF. They can't. You can't. Going to IMF is basically digging your grave slowly. So that is odds.
Connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. A better way, a better Africa reflects our unwavering dedication to our beautiful continent as we support Africa in reaching, striving, and attaining better always. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow by our dreams and our energy across our continent and across the world. We are creating a better way to a better future, a pan-African future. Together, EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
Hey there, are you an artist, musician, or a choir who is looking for a radio station to promote your music with? Live Radio is offering radio promotion platforms for you. We have Ngoma Reloaded every Monday to Friday from 18 to 19 hours. Platform meant to promote your music. Register with us on 0973 37 4535. That is 0973 37 4535. Or visit us. We are in Olympia Extension along Akashambato Road. Ngoma Reloaded, exclusive to Live Radio 97.3 FM. Terms and conditions apply.
Sema farmers bamene bametumalima matomato aya but ma challenges zametupeza mu pali in no time nga ndimane bankalira apa tipeza loss because namba ni kudala kulima matomato aya tunali kugulisa kwa about 5 kwacha box 10 kwacha tunagulisa about 45 manga na marketing.
Zambia's #1 agricultural show.
Mari gali kwenga bantu babaola noti bantu kata we mali nyama mwahe tata we zeno mitengo ilansi ina kuonyolo gansi mitengo baola tateni kunyina taota ba
mukachosa binyama kuja kuwese kubwa kuno ku Lusaka kufunika tu kuja wa vet officer amite escort manje muja mu escort ise ma farmers tise bamene balipira kuja muntu manje ma taxes ya mu business yatu inambi maningi.
Join the discussion every Thursdays from 16 to 17 hours. Ulimi, the farmer's pride.
All right, let's begin taking in your contributions. We start with some voice notes that have come through via WhatsApp on the program.
Bwana Thomas Mwakaoli na Steve Nyenda.
Umuntu pati mokoli sibwene ino.
Makola.
Chisenga mumanyenge lindondi mwatumbuka muplikenge niyo engeli chisenga ne pano ndino kwa chama.
Yeo.
Super Central, the voice of Chipangali. Anyenda, I'm sure Mwiya wakamakola. Pangani ya malaiti, palikosuzu edoko government jeganiza makola in terms of supplying electricity to other countries. Muona example inipenga nyenda njoti, nina vingoma kuntamba. And then napanga contract na wantu wanyage numanya cha ulimwa next year tuzamkuwa uli. Napanga contract na wantu wanyaga anjala kwa urengevye pano sote supply unga kupara bantu. And then supply unga pesa tulimwa next year mje kwenda makola yai. Nipera vingoma bila vikamba state nimilile banki kusupply abantu wala no pitirizi ati sign contract nao ningaleka cha kuwapa vingoma waunga ningaleka cha so ise na ise tigule unga kula nomba huku tugulisa unyage tugula nomba question ni yakuti ushemalaiti wagula pazingati wagulisa pazingati kwa outside country and then kwe wagula ku Mozambique wagula pazingati veva Mozambique malaiti kwa mnema tusaniku tukutiwa chipise ise yatu tudulise kusapula kwa other countries nanga those countries ngatuwazi watu ku Mozambique kuli malaiti ya chip why is vatenga ku Mozambique upeleka ma countries yao the logic that the government is using here I'm sure it's not a proper logic. We need a very good explainer to come and explain to the government. This is the reason I've missed Mr. Henry Kapata. Because Mr. Henry Kapata, pasopa no tuyo ya tele fumaka pangwemu no yoya utia vindu so sometimes I'm the UPND supporter, but we don't support carelessly the way PF used to support us. We do some checks and balance. If I support blindly, because that's my party, I'm killing the leaders of my party. I'm killing the UPND government, the entire UPND. I need to tell them the truth. Ziko manyenda tuplikizia.
All right, thank you so very much. 0977-624-270. That is the number you're utilizing. You can send a voice note, you can send a message, or call us live on radio. You're through to live radio. Hello, good morning.
Bwana Thomas.
Good morning.
Kireko ise banyelenda mwibwanji.
Nilipo ni mwibwanji.
Nilipo ni mulenga the voice of Wapula.
Yes. Mr. Manga, go ahead, please.
Kani ya chani ya free education banyelenda ili ya shiro. Mukaye kuruwapula mukaye landa free education taile bomba mukamonera mukabwera kono mona kuila bakabwera nishumona n'abasusula kozi imumwali wina twalishi babanilenda abana teti mukwanisha okubatwala government kumona bati muleba posere batwala kuma private because balibona abana abaliga mubongo iyo sitabaliya ku school ero nimumwese ulande free education tafile bomba abamwonya okweba free education abana kusukulu baleba 1 million ngatushinga baleba 1000 kumufuniramu omwana wamutwala ku private kali nekimulekwanisha era abantu abakirikwanisha tekibadandawule n'okutandawula nabeshi bati omwana aleegala mukomboni ero nomba omwana ayima ayamba okusambira tukozi namakuwiro ekitabalya Teba monati nera bende mu grade 7 free education nabwera ku school that restructuring which UPND ngakani no celebrate because wa PF bali figirwa abapeni hapo wali mwene baitana na bala kubafuisha ko batatu bali no kubafuisha ko barapera nempia bafi wa that restructuring abena itiga bali lifirime bali abye kushana kulya that restructuring because ku that restructuring bali kushati kusheshi nempia mwakongoye mwashibomvesheshi Batambo kurundi mwana eti bale batipia batumpera vya makada shiri mliamu tanya nombaka ingia lirondero kweba ishimbiyeshi nubati ama yote watungishi nubati ama teachers nubati tuchitire kwesa free education kwenye barondero yasu mwana sungu na wela wali kwata confidence ya kweba kashi mpia mweshi konfivya manwaini so tutola mpia kampashi period mbombe wino so umuntu nakwegerera kwekongo ya seranda no kesi alipira after 5 years after kutiwa turashani kushana.
In conclusion,
so democracy batembo ababa shon tembo ngamwalolesha mu PF bale almost every day but imomo ta bali na bodyguard yo mulina ko mwishirete mwekomo
All right.
Because mpira kumwale bati ngoli mu studio lero leshana kuno taweyandala bwino bwino.
All right, Wambling, I'd have to let you go. 2 minutes is what I'm giving you. Hello, good morning.
Wanabudaleta mwakabwanji?
Taukabwino, mwakabwanji.
No, takabwino. Wamuntu kwati mwakabwanji?
Na ukabwino zikoma.
No, nakabwino. Zinanga ndinofeza. Nitumia double constituents. Kanyama constituents wate. Nangorema wadwa Mrs. Compound. Wamuntu kwati Munga siku darisani. May God bless you. Because muone Zambia building na Zambians. It's true, 100%. In the Morocco, TV, no any country that from Zambia to build industry. It's up to us, Zambians, for my industries. It's true, 100%. But concerning the natural resources, especially copper, gold, mukula. Zambia Malidazi, why Ramuntu Party Malidazi, Makomola drama, Matenji outside the country. Country rich with natural resources. Then Mamati Mungu, Amati Seuti, Manato Kati Pasa, Mazambian leaders, very greedy, very Swata Malamushe, with the care of Mose, Mazambia Zawati Kutika, Kutenga Machenji outside. Kopa tukapeleka outside. Tunapeleka kopa za industries here in Zambia, resources here in Zambia. Mazambia zikuangalia ndio na shida. But suddenly wameweza kutenga kopa kwenda shule outside. Kuna Zambia kepo na makepo zenangu. The same kepo yake unajikuta kwa mtengo wangu. Ndio namba sana. Basi achema change ya Mzambi. Ijadi recycling ya mimi wanaona kabapo hii. Mungati taxpayer tax wanawatenga wanyoto government matoke watenga maborders wanasenda koti. Because mukaoti in terms of infrastructure muyuto government service wa muripi. Infrastructure yanakinaona mu previous government tiziona.
Fraser mkusiliza. Mkusiliza. Fraser, I've given you enough time. All right. Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
Morning. Your name and where you from?
Yeah, come to local voice of the line.
Local voice. I don't want to cut you. Please, 2 minutes is what I'm giving you.
No, that's not a problem.
All right, go ahead.
How is Mr. Miranda?
Yes, Mr. Steve Miranda is here.
Okay, thank you very much. Indeed, first and foremost, I want to argue with you, Mr. Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen in your life, in this Zambia politics, that a president comes in for the first time, that's not been in power, then he employs 30,000 at a go teachers, employs 11,000 at a go nurses. Have you ever seen that before? Just coming into power, just for the first year. For you, it's nothing. Then the president here comes, he scratched off all the fees from schools. Now it comes free education from grade 1 to grade 4. For you, it's nothing. Because according to me, I used to sponsor some my relatives who also cannot afford to school fee and even some examination fee. It is the burden to me. This time around, I don't do anything. But what I can only do is those who are going somewhere, transport only. That's all. Maybe looking for some kind of food. That's all. I don't spend like school fee. I don't spend any examination fee. For you, it's nothing. Have you ever seen this state restructuring? It started with PF. They failed it, and the 5 billion wasted in water, just like that. This government comes in, just within 2.5 years, they have scored state restructuring. For you, it's nothing. Mopani today, it was just like a ghost town there, where it is now. Today, Mopani now we have a share of 9% shares. We those our investors 51%. Now there will be a lot of jobs, 3,000 plus jobs there.
In conclusion,
nothing.
In conclusion,
You wanted to be close like that. For you, you don't see anything.
In conclusion?
So let's be real. These things that we're enjoying, I don't need any other. So what I do we are in this today. It's really study. What are the
all right, local voice, thank you so very much for submission. I appreciate it. All right, great. Mr. Yunda, I'll give you an opportunity to respond to...
I want to start with the local voice. He starts saying 30,000 teachers.
Have you seen a president who goes to power for the first time employing over 60,000 civil servants at a go? That was his first question.
Yes. Where does he get the money to pay them? Civil servants don't create money, they eat money. He should let him understand. Civil servants don't create money, eat money.
Okay.
He talks about free education. Free education doesn't create money, it eats money. What else has he said? He's talked about debt restructuring. Debt restructuring all this time is spending money. We've seen they spent 17 million for that. So what we are saying, we are saying there must be a balance between what you spend and what you get. You cannot just spend and you don't get. And by that not getting, that has plunged the Zambian people into problems right up now. Zambian people have got no food. They don't have energy. So you want to sell energy so that you can wrongly subsidize wrong things. I am not saying it's wrong to employ 30,000. No, it's right. We in fact need more. We need more nurses. We need more teachers, and so on and so on. The education, free education, we advocate for it. We are going to continue with the free education, but quality free education. This free education that you are talking about, to say, okay, my child is not in the compound now, has gone to school. I want someone to show me who is now a minister that if he's got a grade 1 or a grade 2 child is going to a school where there are 150 students they should tell me just one. It's impossible.
Okay.
Because they know that this education is not good enough. With us, when we are going to talk about free education, as I'm talking about that, I'm also answering Mulenga at the same time. You see, if you are going to bring the differences in income in your education system is going to be chaos. Our education system has got a lot to do with the differences in income of the people. If you are earning, say, 50,000 in a month, your child will not go to a government school. If you are earning below 2,000 in a month, there's no choice. You go to government school. What does that mean? It means that the education system that you have is not uniform. A few who have got money will remain on top. The rest will remain down there. And that's what we are seeing. And they can't even find a job because they're not properly educated. We are saying no. The education system should not be tied to the income levels of the people. You should understand. Employing people in Mwamene, we want to employ as many people as possible in the government. If at all, our government is going to be more bloated so that we can give a service to the people. But on the other side, there must be creation and of income. You cannot spend what you don't have. That's what we are saying. Well, Fraser, what did Fraser say? Zambia, yeah. Fraser basically was Zambia was with us. Zambia for Zambians. Yeah. Why do you want Rita to go and parade with a mere 30 billion? What we owe is around 32 billion. Put everything together, internal and external debt. Around 32 billion. Now, there's one company, during the COVID, one company, Siemens, even Mercedes-Benz, they made over 30 billion profits. One small company. Now us, we are struggling where we have everything. We have minerals, emeralds, name it, arable land that you can use to till and do everything else. All that we think first, we think we have got what we call a comfort zone thinking. It is easy for me to go and borrow money from a neighbor than to think of going to work for 30 days. It is easy for me to go and borrow meal than for me to go and plant and wait for 3 months or 4 months. So let us plant and wait for the maize to mature. Let us plant to wait until the mango trees matures. This is what a Zambian does not want. All that we want is to go and borrow. And borrow and borrow and borrow. We leave other people that are taking our stuff. I like giving an example of the biggest chunk of emerald, one biggest chunk of emerald in the world. The big one piece, it comes from Zambia. These are hundreds of millions of dollars. How did it come out of Zambia? Can somebody tell us? There's nobody. No information to the people. But it is all over. People know. You can Google it, it's there. How did it come out of Zambia? It's the chaos that we do not want to sit down and plant our ideas, plant our people, educate them so that they can come with proper policies, how we can get the maximum profit from what we have. All that we think, let me go and borrow. Let me go and structure. Why do you want to spend 1 year going to borrow 1.34 billion when you can make that money perhaps in a month in your own country? The other question, Chipangali. Chipangali was, he was talking about mostly about transparency. You know, right up now, there is no trust between the government and between the people of Zambia and the politicians, between the government and the people of Zambia. There's no trust. Why is there no trust? Because there's no transparency. Tell the people what is going on. Tell the people, well, of course, we know that is not everything that you can say, but explain why I should have 8 hours of no power. Today, you want to tell a lie to say we don't have rains, what and what. No, it takes almost 6 months for the water to go and reach at the hydropower station in Siavonga. When it rains, it takes almost 4 to 6 months for the water to reach there. The water hadn't reached there. Then we start already cutting the electricity. You are lying to the people. Explain the right things to the people. Have transparency. And have I answered the phrase?
Yes, you have attended to
education.
All the questions. These others, you've combined them, obviously.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. Let's pick another set of calls. And of course, you are sending messages as well as WhatsApp voice notes. You're Total Live Radio. Hello? Morning, your name and where calling from?
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Mpande. I'm calling from Mubita.
Mpande, I'm giving you 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Jelenda, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mpande. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are listening, sir. And I must say that Mr. Jelenda, you are speaking very well, despite that I do not agree with you on certain issues that you bring. Let me just take 1 or 2 of those that I do not agree with you. When you talk about free education, I think I do not agree with you there that we have more children in one classroom. Yes, it is like that because the previous regime that posted about building infrastructure, it's now clear for everyone to see that was no infrastructure. And the current government is building classrooms. So, going forward through free education, they are fruit because we have more classrooms. Children that were just warm, whose parents could not afford the 10 quarter school fees or 100 quarter, 200, 1,000. This time around, they send their children to school for free. And this should be, we should commend the government for doing that. When you talk about the employment of teachers and health workers, I think there also we need to give credit to the government. Mr. Nyirenda, you and I know the same. From 2015, when Edgar Lungu took over up to 2021, he never employed anyone. The people that he had employed, the 1,000 that he employed, he failed to put them on a payroll from 2018 up to 2021. Those people were not on a payroll. They never got any salary from the time they entered government institutions.
In conclusion,
so we need to give credit. Yes, I'm concluding. We need to give credit to this president on certain things that he's done right. And we condemn him on the certain things that he didn't do right. And I want to thank you, Mr. Nyirenda, that you are not part of that group of frustrated individuals. I thank you so much for your people that we are needed.
All right, which group of frustrated individuals? Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Mwiya.
Mr. Kumwenda, calling us from where?
Garden.
All right, Kumwenda Garden, 2 minutes is what I'm giving you. Go ahead.
Ndi fiebo no malishan.
Banyere da kukamba mkamba pio. Ande tete manje pamina mulija na chape ni pa moja chape.
Okay.
Jaja mimi kwa katina kambira kwa maboyi ya nusu makarate hii. Songa nikanya mikana kwa wageni mitama ikadio. Ngomba katika kwa kanisa makadio. So jamani kwa manje kwa Kenya na sasa tukende hapa moja. Ni kwa matu.
Batani?
Pamakuru baby. Oza esa kukamba kukali abantu bakufika. Hapo hivi kete zambi wanaenda kwa skulu ndio kwa kwa sisi na baba na kwa hapo. Ati ile ndio mmoja mmoja papa maunga na sala ni kula horo ani chwe. Ndio mmoja ndio pale makuru tena hapa jaive kadimu tatapo. Sasa inaniendelea nikiambia kwa mimi mambo ya msikiti mtaki kwa kambi noti mama baoka wale kibali ya pete akala kete kwa sange pete tikatoka kusema kwa mimi kwa Israeli ile ya papa ya mimi kwa kuni so wanienda ngani kitu za kwa
all right ziko makombi time kila kula. All right, more callers 0977 624270. That is 0977 624270. That is the number you are utilizing. Good morning, you're to Live Radio.
Good morning, how are you, Mubita?
Absolutely fine. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Shakti Sakala calling from Tondere.
All right, Mr. Sakala, please go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, the President.
Good morning, Masakala Zikom.
Thanks. I'm one of the marriage supporters since 2022 when I was in the child until now.
Okay.
Mr. President, please can you explain to Zambians why we have been saying for a long time, close to 4 months now, the political unit of foreign affairs is vacated. Please can you explain on that?
All right.
Why this post of Minister of Foreign Affairs has stayed for so long without appointing another one?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Michael, calling from Mubita.
All right, Mr. Michael, I have Mr. Nyirenda in studio. Please go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Nyirenda.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Yes, I think I'm fine, thank you. I think you have opened up our minds. We didn't know that it takes 6 months for the water to reach Kugarita. I'll find the open dialogue. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, you've known that it takes 6 months for water to reach Kariba. Oh, he's gone. Oh my goodness, we were ready to hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Panda. How are you?
I'm doing much okay. President, how are you?
Niribwino muli bwanji?
President Gerede has spoken so well. But there's something that has almost told me, and something that I'm not telling my daughter to try. He said that the biggest winner of the storm was distracted in Zambia, discussing eyes, and then the people that come to the cover show. I get me.
We are getting you.
President Gerede, the president is very good, my dear friend. I remember how we passed. You need to help in the campaign, but the idea of an audience to defend because you remember the poverty level that has increased. And you had that opportunity to defend this, but now you look at the question that's supporting the people of the country. The guy is a question. I've got two questions. One question is I want to find out, because yesterday I want to question of that guy, International American Fund Director. He said that the country is not getting Congo to clear up, but let's try to use it. If that in Congo is not going to get from there, the country that is to use it, and this is the order, and this is the city. Second, when I said the right that you have to do this, you can get that more, the good scandal. You have to understand, you don't know how that people look at this scandal. But then there is, but we have found that how the report so that's the reason that the people in the Rwanda, they are feeding on food just like gas. That has gone wrong. You can't have a big and rain the trees. You know, but you can't. That's the reason you can get the people that are suffering. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so very much, Mr. Panda, for that contribution. I'll give you an opportunity, President Yoweri, to respond to these.
This last one, Mr. Banda.
So, Mr. Panda, the first one, he was talking about your working relationship with HH, saying that you worked so closely with him in his campaigns and so on and so forth. Obviously, remember, he says that you're a close friend of him. Have you had an opportunity to sit down with him and tell him about the poverty levels in the country? And then second, he was asking a question about the 180 million IMF package that we got. Where did this money work from? Then he has talked about the issues regarding corruption. They got scandal. Obviously, remember it at the airport. There's some stories that are flying on social media that the plane went missing. It is not known where it is. So obviously, you wanted to get a comment from him.
Well, that is Mr. Banda. First of all, let me jump this one. Let me go to the school issue. I think, first of all, I don't want to be misunderstood that we are not advocating for free education. As Montu Party, we advocate for free education, and we are going to continue with it, but it should be quality free education. Not free education, mwana afika grade 7, but palipe chamene sanga verenga no verenga. Mwana afika akafika grade 7 but in free education, we cannot read, cannot write, and so on and so on. Because the teachers cannot concentrate. There's no way a teacher can take care of 150 or 200 pupils, and then they go to school only for 2 hours per day. That can't be. That's lying. That's cheating. We want proper free education so that the person who is coming from Kalingalinga, whose father has no income, can favorably compete with the one who comes from Kablonga. It should be kuchita compete mumano. You compete in intellectual property, in brains. Don't compete with money. What is happening now in our education system, the competition is in money, not who can be better in terms of thinking. If the child who comes from Kalingalinga is put together with the child who comes from Kablonga, they will compete favorably in who is better. That's what we are talking about. That's what we want. Okay. And when he talked about that this no infrastructure was there in PF, and the current is making...
what you're talking about, that there are a whole lot of pupils in one class, it is just exposing the fact that, according to him, that PF did not do much in terms of building the schools. That's the reason why the Liberal administration through CDF is building classrooms.
That's not very true.
Okay.
I think PF built also a lot of schools. We had a lot of schools. Some of them, they were not finished. Some of them, they were finished, had no teachers. Employed teachers, well and good. But as I'm talking to this, people of Zambia need to understand there must be a proper transition from the previous government to the new government. We are advocating for minimum 3 months so that people can give over what has been done and what hasn't been done. This issue where a new president comes in, he wants to toast, to do as if whoever was there was nothing, it is wrong. Even UPND wouldn't like if we take over and we discard everything that they have been doing. That's why there's no continuity. That's why we are losing trillions and trillions of dollars every transition period, because you believe that whatever the other guy was doing was wrong. It's not right. There are certain things. We have seen, for example, that the president has been going to open Kafue Gorge. That Kafue Gorge was started by Banda. You see, taken over and so on. We've seen that he's going to open certain areas. These certain areas were started by other people. And if there's a proper transition, the government of Zambia is going to save a lot of money. So schools, yes. Employing of the people, yes. But it must be done in a proper manner, not in an haphazard way. Schools must not be tied to the income levels. That's what we are saying.
All right. The other question was with regards to your comment. The president, since the resignation of Stanley Kakuwo, has not yet appointed the minister responsible of foreign affairs. What is your comment on that?
You see, I can't see. I don't want to enter into their internal issues. I think the president knows, or the cabinet knows, why they are leaving this position vacant. Perhaps they don't need anybody. They want to save money. I don't know. I cannot comment on that. Okay. Yes, I can't. And I'm not an insider. Anything that I'm going to comment on will be an assumption. And at my level, assumptions, I don't think are the ones I should go with to the people of Zambia.
All right. The David Banda was asking about you and President HH, the relationship. Haven't you had time to sit down with the president and tell him about poverty levels in the country, your comment on corruption, as well as IMF monies, rather?
I would rather I keep my relationship with the foreign, with the current president, which I had before, and now I would rather put it aside. Okay. Yes, I mean, he is the president. I am his subject, so let it remain like that. The friendship should be behind the doors. But when I sit here, he's my president, I'm his subject. And when I look at the things that he's doing, I can tell the Zambian people to say, this is right, this is not right. I want to offer checks and balances that are based on truth and reality.
Corruption? Your comment on just the fight against corruption.
Well, if you have you train a dog, a security dog, you must train it to bite anyone who comes into your. Who is coming with evil minds to you. This is security. But if you are going to train a dog to say, okay, if a thief is wearing green, bite him. If he's wearing red, don't bite him. Then you are not being fair. When we fight corruption, we should fight corruption in a proper manner. Ourselves in the Muntu party, we are saying that the corruption is mostly brought into this country by the foreigners. Okay. It is true. Zambians don't have the money to corrupt each other. They don't. That's why you see that 3/4 of the tenders, almost over 70% of all the jobs that are given out, big jobs, they are given to foreigners. There must be a reason. The reason is basically this is promoting corruption, because these guys, when they come into the country, they have already calculated. They know they don't respect us. They know when you go to Zambia, you should go with this money for corruption, this money for what? And they come here, they get it. And our leaders are helping the foreigners to corrupt us, insult us, and disrespect us. We are saying that when a foreigner is indulged in corruption with a Zambian, a foreigner is going to be punished more, 2 times more than a Zambian, because a foreigner has planned and a Zambian has not planned. It's just found like that. Okay. Our civil service is heavily corrupt. Why? It's because the foreigners come knowing exactly what they are going to get from us. And our leaders, they punish our people. Today, if you are found there having a problem with a foreigner, a policeman will put you in jail, in custody, a foreigner will be left free. I had just a case just recently, when one of our workmates came to say, look, mwabuna vanga wawamanga, but we winango vamusia, we winango as a foreigner. These are things that are happening every day. We don't respect ourselves. So corruption must be properly done. You must fight and punish the culprits. Right. Don't let the culprits go free. And you punish the people, basically, that are whistleblowers. No.
Reading out the final batch of messages, Mr. Kalima from Mamba, on behalf of Senazongwe people, it's Viva Zambia for Zambian, and it is only you and me, and I agree with the Muntu Party President, Engineer Nyurinda, on his analysis on debt restructuring. It is very embarrassing for you and me. All right, good morning, live radio. The guest is speaking well, continue speaking for poor Zambians. We have suffered a lot. They promised 3 meals a day. Today, they are telling us to start eating today. On electricity, even failing to plan. There is nothing like free education. We are paying through the high cost of living. That is a message from Mwiya. When debt restructuring deal was not concluded, you and your fellow Nabwali, especially these from Ukwam, you called the UPND the failure. They have no capacity to do that, but surprisingly today the story has changed. So whatever you are speaking is nothing but just politicking, same as for Mopani. Mine, you moved from one radio station to another saying UPND failed to find an investor, but now you have nothing to talk about. For me, you opposition, you are just jealousy and bitter, or what you wanted is to see Mopani remains until 2026 so that you gain political mileage. Be serious. That is a message from Cliff Siabona. As we conclude, your comments on those messages.
Well, a lot of them, they are fine, but on this one, to say jealousy and...
You're bitter.
Yes, I think the opposition needs to provide checks and balances. And I know it's directed to politicians that they're jealous and bitter, and we ourselves, we have never basically advocated that it is all that bad to look for an investor. What we are saying, look for a Zambian investor. If you are going to look for an investor from outside, let that investor have lower. Let not him have the bigger chunk. 51% means you have it all. You can do everything that you want. Let the Zambians have 51%, and the other guys can come with whatever. And then look at the deal itself. What is 1 billion for a mine like that one? This is peanuts, honestly. It's peanuts. I mean, if you're talking about them perhaps bringing 1 trillion, you can say, okay, we will sit down, Zambia is going to be okay. 1,600,000,000 million is the one that they are investing. Can Zambia, the whole country, fail to do this? No, it cannot. It is because the leadership does not believe in the Zambians. The leadership has not educated the Zambians. The leadership doesn't want the Zambians basically to own anything in our country. As I say again, I like asking the people, wherever you are right up now, look around you. What do you have that you can call is Zambian made? Everything around you, whoever is listening to me, everything around you is foreign. That means we Zambians, we have nothing of our own in our society. That's what we are advocating for. Nothing to do with jealousy. No. Everybody has got his time. Previously, it was Lungu's time. This time is HH's time and UPND. The next time, it will be our time.
Okay.
Yes, and believe you me, when our time comes, still people will give us checks and balances. They will criticize what is good, what is not good. They will perhaps commend what is good. That's how life is.
All right. Mr. Nyirenda, as we end the conversation, to people who might want to know about Muntu Party, how do they get in touch? Where is your secretariat and all those details?
The number, you can give the number. We have the number, and then when you call the number, you can come to our temporal secretariat is in Roma, but our main secretariat is going to be in Kabwata. Is almost ready. I think in the next 4 weeks it is going to be ready.
Okay, all right. So
the number.
As we draw towards to the close of the program this morning, we will have a conversation with the Muntu Party President Stephen Nyirenda, and of course we were looking into the state of affairs pertaining to the happenings in the country, as well as the take of President Nyirenda on issues currently affecting the country. And of course, as we draw close to the program, I would love to share some context to you who might be interested to seek clarity about anything pertaining to the party ideologies of Muntu Party. And of course, in that particular line, the details will be shared in our subsequent program right here on Live Radio 97.2 FM. All right, so if you'd love to join the Muntu Party, you might want to call the party secretariat. It is on 0971 819871. That is 0971 819871. That is the Muntu Party contact. Thank you so very much for listening to the program. I am Thomas Afroman Mwale.
Program that discusses on issues that hit on all sectors of